Hello, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to do a video dedicated to because I've talked about it quite a lot on my channel, the Uncut Ultimate Music Guide series, which is basically takes an artist and produces a magazine on that artist, goes through each album, gives each track a mark out of 5, detailed album reviews, essays, interviews, a little piece on rarities, what is worth picking up, what's worth the most, what's worth the least, other goodies basically. I mean, it's a fantastic series, and long may it continue. And I've got quite a big collection. I don't think it's complete yet because they're still coming out thick and fast. I don't have everything. I just picked up the ones on the artists that I like, and there's quite a few of them. They've done a good job. The first one to show you is the Beatles, but the thing about this one is they rather cop out and they don't give a ranking on each of the tracks, so that's a bit disappointing, but still good essays on all the albums, not complaining. It's in the same format, but this was one of the earlier versions, and maybe they thought the Beatles were above being ranked. I don't know why, but they didn't bite the bullet and come up with rankings, and maybe that's a good thing, because some of the other rankings in the other series, one is bound to disagree with some of them. There's no way you're going to agree with the star rankings on every track. You're going to have your problems with some of the rankings, but it's on the whole very intelligently written, and normally a different person writing each album review, which is refreshing. It's not just one guy. I don't know how they came up with the rankings, whether they had a panel of people who voted or something, but anyway, so we're lucky to have the Lennon one, which I think, as I've said before, is quite annoying in some of it. It gives Imagine 3 stars, for example. I'm looking at Walls and Bridges now. Going Down on Love only gets, even call it the track Going Down. Don't even get the name of the track right. There's minor quibbles throughout. Whatever Gets Through the Night, only 3 stars. Old Dirt Road, 3 stars. What You Got, 3 stars. Bless You, 5 stars. So, as I say, you're not going to agree. But they've even got the John Lennon anthology here, ranked, which is interesting. What did they give Serve Yourself? Because that's probably the best track on anthology. I can't even find it. It's on the 4th one, isn't it? Yeah, they gave 5 stars to Serve Yourself, so that's good. They give 5 stars to Out the Blue from Mind Games. They give 5 stars to Jealous Guy from Imagine. And they give 5 stars to every single track on Plastic Ono Band, which I find quite amusing. Didn't disagree. And we got one on McCartney. So some of these volumes are thicker than others because you've got more albums to go through. But just thoroughly recommend, if you're into these artists, then pick up these magazines. Harrison came out, I think last year, was it? And again, they're a bit stingy on certain tracks. Material World, they only give 4 stars to Give Me Love. Give 3 stars to the title track, 3 stars to That Is All. Bit stingy, but yeah, on balance, very happy to have that. Ringo just came out very recently, actually, and pleased to see that they gave Both Oops of Blues and Sentimental Journey some belated credit. Dylan is a big one because there's lots of albums to get through. Was it priced the same, even though it was bigger? I can't see the price on here. It's 10 quid, yeah. So you get good value for money with Dylan, because you've got a lot of albums to get through, which is great. And I mean, obviously I had my problems with some of the rankings, but it's a good one. Bowie, Yeah, well written again. Aladdin Sane, let's just check. Watch That Man, 5 stars. Not sure about that. Lennon saying 4 stars, Drive-In Saturday 5 stars, Panic in Detroit 5 stars, Crack Taxi 4 stars, Time 4 stars. Let's Spend the Night Together 5 stars. Don't agree with that, but anyway. Ziggy Stardust 5 stars for 5 Years, 4 stars for Soul Love, 4 stars for Moon Age Daydream, 4 stars, 5 stars for Starman, 3 stars for It Ain't Easy, 5 stars for Lady Stardust, 5 stars for Ziggy Stardust, 5 stars for Suffragette City, and 5 stars for Rock and Roll Suicide. Agree with that, most of it. Fleetwood Mac. Again, quite interesting. A little bit too generous on those 70s albums, before Buckingham Nicks joined. For some reason, I don't know whether they think, the people who are doing this magazine, they think, oh, the members of the band are going to read this, so we better be nice to them. Well, they bend over backwards to be even-handed, or so-called objective. But you've got an album like Fleetwood Mac, and they only give 3 stars to Monday Morning. Excuse me. 3 stars to Warm Ways. Only 4 stars to Say You Love Me. Only 4 stars to Landslide. 4 stars to Over My Head. Sugar Daddy, 2 stars. They tend to have a problem with any song which has slightly silly lyrics. They tend to slag off. Queen, this was an interesting one. For example, Jazz here. Mustafa, 3 stars. Fat Bottom Girls, 3 stars. Jealousy, 3 stars. Bicycle Race, 4 stars. Let Me Entertain You, 4 stars. Don't Stop Me Now, 5 stars. Okay, at least they got that right. But I've never been disappointed with any of these magazines. Bob Marley, obviously quite a thin one because he didn't have that many albums. But very enjoyable. My favourite album is probably Uprising. And I think they were quite generous to it, if I remember rightly. Let me see. Coming in from the Cold, 5 stars. Excellent. Real Situation, 3. Bad Card, 4. We and Them, 3. Work, 4. Zion Train, 3. Pimpers Paradise, 3. Could You Be Loved, 5. Forever Loving Jar, 3. And Redemption Song, 5. So pretty happy with that overall. Led Zeppelin. Again, very educational. I didn't know too much about some of these albums, and you learn a hell of a lot reading these magazines. In Through the Outdoor, which tends to be my favourite. In the Evening, 4 stars. Southbound Suarez, 3 stars. Fool in the Rain, 4 stars. Hot Dog, 1 star. Well, that's ridiculous. It's a much better track than that, even though Led Zepp fans were up in arms at the time. Carouselambra, 4 stars. All My Love, 4 stars. I'm going to call 4 stars. Good magazine, though, even if you disagree. Pink Floyd. I'd actually lost this one, and I was going to have to re-buy it, but it turned up the other day. We found it. Let's take Animals, which is my favourite Pink Floyd album, probably along with The Wall. Pigs on the Wing, they only give 3 stars, presumably because it's so short. There's no other reason to give that 3 stars. Dogs, 5 stars. Sheep, 5 stars, good. Pigs, 3 different ones, 4 stars. I think Wish You Were Here, they're very generous on, as they should be. Everything gets 5 stars apart from Welcome to the Machine, which is 4. Anyway, this video is not just about the rankings, but there's a hell of a lot of material within these magazines which teach you a lot about, I thought I knew everything about some of these bands, and these guys have really done their research. So hats off to Uncut, who I think are a branch of NME. Neil Young, another heavy magazine because a lot of albums to get through. Just a joy, I mean, I spent years in the 80s and 90s buying Q and Mojo just for the 2 or 3 pages on a band I was interested in, and they were a bit overpriced for what was contained therein. But if you get a whole magazine dedicated to an artist that you like, and they're charging 10 quid to take you through every single one of Neil Young's albums in detail, plus interviews, as I said, I think it's value for money. We've got The Cure, who played in Budapest a few years ago. That's a good one. Let me see what they think of Disintegration, which is probably my favourite Cure album. Yeah, they're giving 4 stars to Plain Song, 5 stars to Pictures of You, 3 stars to Close Down, 4 stars to Love Song, 3 stars to Last Dance, 5 stars to Lullaby, 4 stars to Fascination Street. I don't know, they're a bit stingy on giving 5-star ratings to anything, really. Elton came out around about the same time as the Rocket Man film, and well, you know, again, excellent magazine, not complaining on the whole, but Yellow Brick Road, my favourite Elton album, they pick holes in some of the tracks, like Jamaica Jerk-Off gets 2 stars, and so does Roy Rogers, and Social Disease, 2 stars. 5 stars on this album would be Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding, and Candle in the Wind they only give 4 stars, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road only 4. So I think if there's one word to sum up some of the ratings on these magazines, it would be the word stingy. But you know, it's better to not be over generous. I'm not saying they should have given a load of 5-star ratings just for the sake of it, but I think more songs deserve the 5-star rating than in any of the ones shown so far. Genesis, I learnt a hell of a lot about the band here. I've got a few of their albums, but from Trick of the Tail, my favourite probably, nothing gets 5 stars. Dance on a Volcano 4, Entangled 4, Squonk 4, Ripples 4. Ripples should have got 5, but anyway. And then Oasis, which I picked up. This came out just before the Ringo one. And let's just go to one of their well-known albums, like Morning Glory or something, if I can find it. Yeah, just having problems finding the albums here, but Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, The Master Plan, let's take Be Here Now, which came out in 1997. 5 stars to nothing. All Around the World 4. Do you know what I mean? 4. Stand By Me 4. The Girl in the Dirty Shirt 4. So It's Getting Better Man 4. And the rest 3 or 2 for Magic Pie. So anyway, we're still waiting for Supertramp and a couple of others who I can't think of. Eric Clapton hasn't come out. What else is missing? Stevie Wonder hasn't come out, I don't think. Rolling Stones has come out, but I don't have it. I'm not sure if they rated the tracks on that. I need to pick up a copy of the Stones one. But anyway, just wanted to celebrate this fantastic series from Uncut, because it really is worth checking out. Thank you for watching. See you next time.